you guys, it's Amanda with Healthy House on the Block, and I'm here with another weekly video, blog post, and tip on creating an indoor space that really supports your health and wellness. This week we're going to talk about 3 things that you can do to kind of get yourself unstuck if you've hit a roadblock while you're creating an indoor space that is free of toxins. Even if you haven't started your journey, these 3 things could be things to kind of kickstart you into this healthy house mentality. So I'm going to take you through a couple slides that are going to go through these 3 ideas and really talk about how you can implement these ideas in your own home. If you're someone who likes to read the blog post, I would recommend that you go to the blog post, which I have linked in the description below. Otherwise, let's get started. Creating a healthy home isn't always a straight shot to the end. In fact, there really is no end because what we're looking at is more of a lifestyle change than anything else. But as you get going on your healthy home journey, I guarantee that you'll hit a road bump here or there and get stuck now and then. I know I have over the past several years, but the good news is I've always gotten myself unstuck. I have always found a way to begin again, whether it was by choice or necessity. Every healthy home will likely have a different transformation it goes through, as we all do what works best for our home, our family, and our lifestyle. The order of changes we've made in our house and how we implement those changes is going to look different than someone else's. And that's a good thing. Choosing your own priorities based on your preferences or health needs is going to change how you reduce toxins at home. But what do you do when you get to a place when you're stuck and you want to move forward? We all hit that little bump where we don't know what to tackle next, or maybe we do know what we want to improve, but there are hindrances like budget or time constraints with that choice. So no matter what spot you're stuck in, it's important to remember to keep up with the habits and changes you've already made in your healthy home. There's a difference between getting stuck and backsliding. And sometimes this spot of not knowing where to go next as we improve our home to be less toxic is just what we need to solidify our habits and make them stick for life. So whether you're trying to get the ball rolling or whether you're just maintaining the positive changes you've already made, I am here to help you through getting started again. So we're going to look at 3 ways you can get unstuck when you're working to create a healthy home. So tip number 1 is to deep clean, rearrange, and declutter. So clutter can make anyone feel completely stuck and stagnant. Too much stuff inside our home can leave you feeling overwhelmed with little room to move forward. I think the trick here is not to completely purge your entire healthy home, although maybe it is in the long run, but instead choose just one small area to work on at a time. When I'm feeling frustrated with where I am and I've completely stopped still in my tracks, I know it's time to pick a spot that needs some extra attention and work my way through it slowly. So sometimes it takes just this little exercise of thinking about spaces in your home to realize that there are some areas that have an underlying point of annoyance. Example, my linen closet is a big one for me. If you live with more than just yourself in your home, you know how quickly this area that you've already cleaned up and detoxed can end up right back in the state that it was before. So what I recommend is creating a list of spaces in your home that need a good going through. Closets, storage rooms, and cabinets often make the top of the list. By going through these spaces, I guarantee you'll find products you need to swap out, you'll remove excess items and toxins from your home, and you'll be given a chance to decide if there's a better use for this space. The same is true of deep cleaning. A healthy home requires a deep cleaning of dusty areas. I'm not always great about this myself as I get caught up with day-to-day cleaning, but it's important to remove dust and dirt in spaces that it can collect. So like behind furniture, in corners, on vents, and on grates. We know that dust is a toxic part of our home. And by removing it, we can improve the indoor air quality immensely while supporting our health and wellness in an extremely natural way. And finally, you can rearrange a room or two. One of my favorite things to do is to actually move furniture and rugs from rooms into other areas of my home. Not only does this get me thinking about the furniture I have, but it's a great excuse to clean out some spaces that may have filled up with stuff or dust and dirt. It can also help you come up with a big goal or plan for your home as you're thinking about future projects of either home improvements or replacing items. And once you have this list or plan for new improvements, all you have to do is make them a healthy project by using a low toxin material and furnishings. And just like that, you have new momentum going forward. So let's take a look at tip number 2. This is going to be turning to news sources like books, podcasts, and blogs. There is just nothing like a new podcast, book, or blog about a healthy home to give you fresh ideas. I shared a blog post a few months ago with my absolute favorite podcasts and health books that I have linked in this week's blog post if you want the list. News sources have new ideas to us. They may also spur new habits that you can latch onto and implement in your own home. Every healthy home professional has their own take on just how to make a home healthy and what order changes should be made in. I love taking bits of advice from different sources and then making them into a plan for myself and my family. And while I don't believe usually in cherry picking information, I think that the changes you make in a healthy home can be done this way. If the goal is to reduce toxins through habits and product changes, then choosing a few of the ideas that work for your family and home from a variety of sources is definitely the way to go. In general, podcasts and blogs will have like the newest ideas and the more trendy changes you can make in your home, and a book will likely give you some tried and true ideas to create a healthier home. Sometimes you can also find news sources from professionals you already trust, or you can find a recommendation for a news source from someone you already trust for advice. So a podcast that features guests on their show can be a great way for finding new professionals that give you excellent advice about your home and your home changes. I also love finding new ideas from trusted sources. So if you follow a healthy home expert, either by their email list or on their social media platform, you'll likely get a lot more ideas and tips coming to you in a steady stream rather than having to seek out that information. And then every now and then head to a professional's website that you follow and see if they have any free downloads or starting guides to get you going again. Sometimes content is created, and while it's relevant and helpful, it doesn't get mentioned, and it can be information that you have to seek out. And the third tip here is to make a big goal with mini steps to get here. So this is my absolute favorite way to get back on the right track. Big planning is an excellent way to start moving forward if you've got a really good handle on your day-to-day habits and products. So once you've solidified a healthy daily and weekly routine of reducing toxins in your home, it's time to move on to the big things. A big goal could be something like a remodel, or it could be something like replacing furniture, or even creating a really healthy sleep area in your home. Whatever space you choose, there are likely to be many steps to this project. And so by breaking down your goal into these mini steps, you'll create a series of little movements forward in your healthy house. Each step is another way that you'll be reducing toxins and bringing in healthy materials, as well as creating the healthiest habits. For example, if your healthy home goal is to pay attention to your sleep area and reduce toxins there, you could make mini steps forward, like replace the sheets with organic sheets, upgrade to a toxin-free mattress, get electronics out of your bedroom, and finally, you could try adding a houseplant that's good for sleep. And so on. The list could be many things, or just a few of the main ideas depending on how you want to take your bedroom to a healthier space. But the idea here is that you've just created several ways you can improve your space, and now you can work on moving forward in your healthy home to accomplish those little steps. You could truly take a set aside time period and walk through your home doing this in each room. Another thing I like to do once I've created a list of home improvements is to add a price tag to it. This not only helps me see a bigger picture of how much I'm going to need to budget for, but it also helps me in determining when I will be implementing this healthy home change. So my project planning worksheet that I have linked in this week's blog post is a free download. It's absolutely perfect for planning out anything from small changes to big projects in your home. An important thing to remember with this is that these are just formulated plans and they're not set in stone. They can be changed and modified as you change your home and learn about new ideas. But it's an incredible way to keep you moving forward with little steps you can accomplish every day or week. And if you want more information or links to anything I mentioned, head to this week's blog post and you can click the link at the end of my video description. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me and going through these 3 ways that you can kickstart your journey to a healthy house, or 3 ways that you can get yourself unstuck when you've hit a roadblock. I will be back next week with another healthy house tip on creating an environment that really supports your health and wellness.